Hey, True Conceivers. Welcome back to the Heroic Origins podcast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Terrance, and we're just two comic book nerds doing what we love to do.
Make up
up
new
new
superheroes.
superheroes.
We're kicking off this year with a special project.
In addition to brainstorming new characters, storylines, visual designs, we're going to write, draw, ink, letter, and post a complete comic book by the end of this month, January 31st.
January 31st really being one day at the end of the month. That's the... Sorry, I'm splitting hairs. Never mind. All right, but last week we designed two characters and came up with the first character's story arc.
Today we're going to come up with the storyline for the second character, but let's review who that is.
Newborn Quester Cash was sold to the devil by his parents, then raised in an unimaginable hellscape.
He grew to become the devil's cashier, managing the transactions of bartered souls.
Upon learning of his own origin, Quester rebelled against his fiendish employers and fled to the mortal world with malevolent ledgers and wretched receipts.
There he hides from the devil's minions within a human accounting firm, striving to bring justice to other children of the damned and balance the books between good and evil.
All right. So what we're going to do is we kind of learned on the job with the last brainstorm we did here for the plot. But this time we've given ourselves a time limit, but we've tripled it. So it's
you tripled it.
Three 20-minute brainstorm periods. We're going to do three different periods, one for each act. This being a 3-act story. So
I think we'll come in under that.
Maybe.
I think we'll come in under that.
Well,
but if we still haven't finished our story by then, we'll move to a lightning round with 2 additional minutes per story element and 1 5-minute revision period.
Now get ready, because
jazz hands.
It's collaborating time. All right, so we got to pick out our random elements here. We have random elements we always work with. As you can see, we have our outline from last week's one, Flying Baby. Oh, by the way, we should come up with a title for this. You want to call it Flying Baby Blues?
Oh, that's a good point. Or Adventures in Babysitting or something.
We could do that.
I don't know, what would you call that? There's a baby.
I would call it Flying Baby Blues myself, but that's
Baby Blues. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Or just well, we don't have to worry about it. We can come up with it later. How about that's our bonus? That's a bonus. We'll worry about that, but I'm thinking that we should put that in here somewhere.
Yes.
We need to have a title, and that'll be maybe the last thing we come up with. But okay, so random elements. These are random elements that we actually pulled from the previous week. I have them masked here. So let's unmask our elements here. Uh-oh. How do I do it? Something's wrong. Oh, right here. Nope. Where are you?
You outsmarted yourself.
Oh, I see. That's what it is. Okay. Okay, the plot element that we're going to work with is someone is betrayed. All right. The character element is introduce an enemy. The setting element is insert a school into the story. All right, and a random image. Let us find a random image. Well, first off, this is what came up. I don't know. Do we want to work with this, or should we do a real random image? This was just the default one when I came to the page.
Let's do a real random image.
Okay. Ooh. That could have been in the last one. So you want to go with this?
That's just such a...
Do you want another? I could refresh.
Let's do another one. I don't know. That one just...
It's too close to the last one.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
I don't know what to make of that.
Okay, one more. But we go. This one we have to go.
Yeah,
with.
This has to be it. Third time.
Okay. Thanks, Terrance. We should have gone with the last one. I wish there was a way for me to go back, and unfortunately, if I go back, it just gives me more random images. So this is what we're stuck with. This is because of Terrance, by the way.
Ostrich. Ostriches are
What are they, Terrance?
Well, you know what they aren't? They are not trustworthy, so
Okay, well then let's hit the clock.
someone
All
is
right, we're on
betrayed.
to Act 1 of our. This will be 20 minutes for Act 1. So, okay. By the way, we also have a potential crossover element that we came up with in the last one, which was they went to a black market where there were babies being sold, right? So to the devil, or auctioned off. It was an auction, right? It was a black
Yes.
market auction.
So, with the Devil's Cashier, let's talk about Quester Cash.
Yes, let's talk about Quester Cash.
He is.
Oh yeah, we could have pulled up the actual. I probably should have pulled up the characters.
Well, he's essentially a scarred man, with the ledger, right, and works an accountant. So he.
Well, he's absconded from. He absconded with the receipts and ledgers and copies of contracts and things like that from hell. So he can go back and kind of try to settle up stuff. He can go and try to undo these contracts, or he can try to punish the people that sold their babies to the devil.
Right. I was trying to think.
You have the characters. Did you
His
pull
day
up?
to day though is he's out there. Oh, and he's got social anxiety. So
That's under weaknesses.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of
Oh
what is
yeah, milk. He's also he's weakened by milk. We
Yeah.
probably should have reviewed this before we started going here.
Oh
But
yeah, but it's fine. He's like quiet, unassuming accountant with a few scars, and
on his face, that's right, the little blades that are just barely being held underneath the skin.
and so then so what gets him to an ostrich? Insert a school into the story. Well, a school in the story that's easy as a setting, So he's at he could be at one of these private schools.
Well, he's okay. So he's an accountant. He roams around. He does accounting work for various organizations,
right?
And so this is This is like a private school. That's really that's a high rolling private school. Like they can afford him. In other words,
right. Maybe there's somebody who's been embezzling, and that's the betrayal.
So is he an auditor? Is that what it is?
Yeah, maybe that's. I mean, yeah. As an accountant, you could do audits. So
you could.
Yeah. So
there
he is. He's auditing.
Okay, he's doing an audit. So the headmaster is an ostrich.
Well,
in disguise.
It could just be there's an ostrich farm. Like maybe somebody, that was their retirement plan. Like he finds the ostrich farm. It's like this doesn't belong in the school, and that's what they were embezzling.
Well, let me say this. I like the idea that the demon that's chasing him in this story is actually an ostrich demon, a demonic ostrich.
Why? Why is it?
What do you mean? Why? What do you mean? That's a scary looking ostrich, don't you think?
That
one's going to bite your nose off.
It looks quite happy to me, honestly. As ostrich
happy to be torturing you.
It looks like it's singing, like
it's happy to be giving you trouble.
Ostrich.
Okay. Well, let's go the other way. This is okay. The ostrich is introduced as the best friend for Quester, and then
he already has best friends though. Remember, he has Stubby and Chad.
Well, maybe this is Chad. Maybe Chad gets turned into an ostrich. Maybe this is Stubby.
I was just thinking, we have somewhere enemies are demons that are trying to bring him back to hell.
Wait,
and then he's trying. We should go with his MO where he's trying to convert people. Maybe somebody sold their soul for an ostrich, sold their baby for an
Well,
ostrich.
I'm just thinking like the ostrich could be the maybe okay, this is a weird one, but what if it's like Stubby,
Mm-hmm.
his demonic clerk, hell clerk. Um what if like, he can't come directly to Earth. The only way he can do it is by, doing kind of a roundabout way, which is like possessing an animal. So Stubby is communicating through the ostrich to him. So this ostrich, so he's doing accounting at this, I guess, a petting zoo. So
What
he's
if it's a zoological? Like, what if it's there's a zoo, like a veterinary
yeah,
kind of school?
or a wildlife sanctuary.
Well, I mean, but if it's a veterinary, that's a school
Sure.
that's also dealing with animals, and so Stubby is talking to him through one of the ostriches there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
So that's the whole. So yeah, Stubby is basically it's like Quester, Quester, what? There's Quester over here. So and yeah, so he starts talking. He's like, dude, what are you doing? Come back, come back. If I can find you, they're gonna find you here soon enough.
yeah,
You know.
yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. We got the beginnings here. So
So,
okay, let's. Um. So
what?
what are our elements that we have to fill out on our online here?
All right,
So the
so
character, well, the character, of course, is Quester. Um, the setting is a zoological. No, it's a what was it? A
the school with the
veterinary
zoology major of sorts. I forget what the like. I feel like there's a name for those.
veterinary clinic.
It's not. I mean, it would be a school.
It'd be a veterinary school. Maybe
Zoology.
he comes in the form of an ostrich to warn him. Is it a clinic, a school? What are we talking about?
I think it's well. It's supposed to be a school. That was our setting. It's insert a school
Well,
into
we
the school.
started there, but we changed it to a veterinary thing.
But if it's a well, which is
Oh,
a
you're right. In the
school.
story, it's a veterinary school then.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it's yeah. I mean, it could be like what do they call it when they have like those places, the husbandry something. I don't know, but they have a zoology
Animal
program.
husband.
Whatever it could be any large university actually with a zoology program. So
So it's actually it's a zoological it's a zoology program.
yeah,
Well, but would they have their own accountant?
they could. Yeah. I mean, it's a. I mean, if it's a big university, yeah, why not? Somebody's running around and checking the books. Definitely.
Okay. I guess he's not necessarily a high-powered accountant. He can just be running around to these
Yeah.
smaller
I mean,
things.
it's
So.
just
Okay. So it's a zoology program, but should be a private school,
yeah,
private university.
like a private university. Yeah, of
That's private
zoological medicine. There you go.
zoological medicine. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So the story here is that Quester. I don't remember how to spell his name. Quester is auditing a zoological zoological program at a Ivy League school.
Sure. Sure. Well, do we want to make it? If we're going to try to like should we make it down in like Florida or something? Like, are there any Ivy League
Oh,
schools?
that's a good point. At a Florida university. Well, can you do a quick search to see what are some what's the best zoology program in Florida? But auditing a zoological program at a Florida
Oh,
university.
the University of Florida, Eckerd College, Beacon College. There's a
Okay,
number of them. We can
one.
make up our own. It's a
We can
private
do that at a
university.
Florida university. Okay, could be Everglade University or something.
Yeah, Everglade. Yeah,
Actually, that sounds pretty cool. I love that because it's to me that's like Empire State University.
yeah.
It's like Everglade College or University thing.
University. Let's make it.
Everglades. Should it be Everglade or Everglades University?
I
That's
think
one
they're at
letter I know.
Everglades, right?
Everglades University. Okay. Okay. So this is the thing. You're auditing the program. So is there? Well, he's not necessarily going where. So is it going to be like just coincidentally that the university's auditing happens to have some sort of demonic thing going on?
There
Oh,
is
what?
an Everglades University. It's a private school.
Well, that's what we want. Is it? Does it have a zoology program?
That's just funny. Programs. No, I don't see one for marine resource. No, parks recreation.
Well, ostriches. It's not like you have a lot of ostriches in Florida. This would be kind of a weird.
You could though. I mean, if you've got a zoology program, you could have anything. You
Yeah,
could have it piped in. Brought in, piped in.
I suppose. Yeah,
Brought
piped in.
I don't know
Okay.
what's wrong with the ostriches. All of them end up dead. We get them piped in from Texas all the time.
Them Texas ostriches. Okay. So the conflict. Okay. So the conflict is okay. It's just doing. I mean, it may not have to do specifically with the university, but the uh, ostrich is possessed by Stubby,
Mhm.
who tries to warn Buster, right,
Right.
of something. What are we trying to warn?
Well, oh, someone is betrayed. What if he's telling him, if I, like you said, if I can find you, they can find you, and he's actually like leading them to him. Because I mean he is a demon. So
Well, it's true. I mean that's like this is the thing though that's going to be like really obvious, right? You're going to expect his demon buddy to betray him.
right.
So what if it's like somebody else betrays him, but you think it's Stubby?
Well, then we need someone else there. I don't know.
Well, we have to
Um,
introduce an enemy.
yes. Oh, that's right. Introduce an enemy. Someone.
Well, so
Um.
the ostrich. So Stubby warns him about somebody who's hunting him down. So we have
Yeah.
to create an adversary.
Yes.
That what's so that I don't know what's the name of our demon going to be this time. Should we look up random demon names?
Um.
Demon names.
Actually,
Let's
search
find it.
random demon names.
Oh, there's a lot of names. Good lord. Infernal names. Where do these come from? The Infernal Names is a compiled list of adversarial or anti-hero figures from mythology intended for use in satanic rituals. Following names are listed in the Satanic Bible. Woo! We're
Hmm.
going deep here. By Anton LaVey. Okay, so pick a random letter, Terrance.
Uh. Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Oyama,
No,
Japanese name for Satan.
that's too like big. We want smaller demon.
Okay. Yeah, these are kind of big ones here.
And I've got a random demon names, like a name
Oh,
generator. Which is
oh,
gonna be,
what's okay?
it's
That
just gonna
goes with
be
our
random
theme.
like Cogthus, Dragocon, Zagos,
Okay,
Sozak,
what's give us a random one. What's
Urkod, Kanach. I feel like I'm speaking Klingon.
these all these are all random? Well, I mean, pick how
Yeah.
about okay, pick let's do 3 random ones and then just we'll pick from those.
Well, it comes up with a list of like, okay, here, I'll do a whole page. You want
Do you
me
want
to
to do you want to tell me what if you I can we can share it or that would screw up our format here, wouldn't it?
Yeah, here.
Or do you want to tell me what page we're on?
Here, actually, you know what? I think I can copy.
Oh, private chat to me. Private chat to me what
Yeah, there we go.
the link is, and I'll pull it up on the shared screen.
Oh, I was gonna private chat to you the names.
Oh, you can do the names too. Whatever. Oh, Jugacon. Well, I was hoping we could put it on screen and have
Oh
people.
yeah. So how? Oh, I guess that is a private chat. I could put them into.
Nah, it doesn't matter. We'll just read them. We'll read them.
Okay. I was going to say
Jugacon.
I could add them here on our screen on your screen because we were sharing that file.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You want to put that? Okay, yeah, put it on.
Where should I put it?
Just after, I don't know, in the conflict section, right below.
Okay.
Oh, great. Okay, hold on. I can do that. I can fix it. Or you can fix
Okay,
it.
you fix it. Oh, hands off.
Oh, the technical difficulties here. This is. Thank you all for watching our riveting brainstorming
Hey,
episode here. Let's see here.
it's fonts
Highlight
and
color. We want that to be
backgrounds.
none.
Formatting your text.
What? That didn't
It's
help
all
much
the
at all.
excitement
Okay, we can read
of
it though.
yeah.
Oh, you know why? That's because you've got it highlighted.
Oh, do I?
Click on the screen. That's yeah. There we go.
There you
Okay,
go.
so these are our names. I'm gonna make these a little smaller.
Yeah. You all fit on one page.
So,
Actually, I kind of like Jugacon.
Jugacon's pretty cool. Do we have? I mean, is that like a real character of some
I
sort?
don't think so. I think I think it's just it's making up, random names.
Well, but we should look up just to be sure, because if there is like a history to it,
Okay.
Jug O'Con.
Jugacon.
Jugacon. Jugacon. Oh wait,
Let me wreck you, Jugacon. That's what I'm thinking.
Jugacon. Oh, that's what is this? Jeez, that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's some sort of. It's reusable stainless steel. Well, that's kind of
Ooh,
cool. That's actually that's really cool.
that is really cool. Like that
It's
just
interesting
gives
though that
us.
we don't have. There's no actual definition of it. It's just that image that comes up. Okay,
So
well,
here's a guy like I don't know, like a human Brillo pad.
well, is it? Here's the question: is that like a brand name, or is that actually,
I doubt that it's a brand
or is it a
name.
type of
Say steel
stainless steel
cleaning ball.
cleaning ball? Well, that doesn't help. That's weird that it doesn't have any explanation beyond what. Well, how are we doing on time here? We got less than 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, regardless of the name, we're gonna go with Jugacon right now. Jugacon, Jugacon. Okay, so we can get rid of the other names. Are we fine with that?
Are you sure? Are you sure? Tanamath.
Well,
Tanamath isn't bad.
Solderod.
Jugacon.
I like Jugacon. I'm
Okay.
yeah. Let's do Jugacon.
All right.
So, okay, beep. Okay. So, one question that Jugacon, the demon Brillo pad, is chasing him. Okay. So that's our. So it's and he can just tell him straight up. It's like it's only a matter of time before they find him there, right?
Right. Right.
They find him. Oops. At the school. Okay. So what's the conflict? I guess is that's one thing, but like, is the other conflict is like he doesn't want to lose his job, which is what would
Oh,
happen
right.
if he.
Right. He doesn't want to break his cover. I mean, he's
Yeah.
passing for human, and he tries to maintain that. So.
Okay. Sequester.
And he wants to stay off of the devil's radar because he wants to save more children.
So is it okay? But that's the dilemma. So trying to keep your job while being chased by demons. Okay.
Yes. And talking to ostriches.
And do we? Well, but here's a question here: Do we want there to be? This is just sort of setting up the conflict. Do we want to have an initial incident?
Yeah, we need something to happen here.
I mean, does he get? Well, this is the thing. This is the thing. When you're talking about like creatures of time and space, I mean, these are creatures kind of beyond time and space. That the idea of almost finding somebody may not be the same as showing up on your doorstep. It could be like things start wilting around you or something. You know, animals
Oh,
start dying.
huh. Oh, like
Well,
just the. Well, okay. Well, here's a question: is the demon seeking him on the human plane already? Like, is it passing for human as well, or is it like the
well,
dark being?
we are out of time. So okay, but we're
Yeah.
going to move on to Act Two. I think it's a reasonable setup. I think it's a reasonable setup. We can carry this on into episode two is where he tries to resolve this conflict here.
Right.
So okay, so let's hit the clock again.
All right.
So the question is okay. So he's been warned that Juggakon
Chaka Khan.
Juggalo is chasing him. So the initial action would be we got initial action, false resolution, and epiphany. So um, the initial action needs to be how is he cover? How would he try to cover this up here?
Well, I mean, so if he's like, I could find, so he's been found out. He needs to hide, right? So that's his. He needs to cover his tracks. So whatever. What would have? I guess the question is, maybe somebody else revealed him. Actually,
Well,
and that's why he now needs to hide. He needs to figure out how they're finding, how he's being tracked.
well. So what's the okay? So he's got a job here, though. That's the real
Right.
conflict. The conflict is not that he's
Oh,
being
so the
chased.
real conflict is him. Okay, is his
So
auditing position. So,
so does he?
well, then we need some supporting characters in here. Some idea of what's going on in this school. That what is the A story of
Well, yeah. What's he actually auditing? Well, I mean, it could just
yeah,
be a routine audit, like they just do a annual audit, of the books. But this is the thing: it's natural to find, there's something going. I mean, you could totally have it that they're like he's uncovered some embezzlement, like you
right,
said that earlier.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, it would be natural to say that they found something out. So he's trying to. Um, so okay, so maybe he finds okay. This is maybe jumping into Act Three, but what if there's an embezzler that he finds, and it's like some sort of really using it for some really nasty stuff, and what he ends up doing is making it appear as though the embezzler is him, so that when Juggakon shows up, they take when what we have here, someone is betrayed. It
Right.
could be that Quester betrays somebody. So it could be that like uh the auditor, not no, he's the auditor. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The person who's embezzling, it could be that the person that's being embezzled gets basically sacrificed to Juggakon.
I
You
like
know what
that.
I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. The embezzler. Yeah. Okay.
Like,
So
what if he becomes
maybe
friends? What if he ends up?
maybe he
This
finds.
is the
Oh,
thing.
here's this a more sympathetic story, right? Oh, sorry, you got something. Go ahead.
Oh no, this is the thing. Okay, so so he meets all these people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what if it turns out that the person who, he makes a friend at
Mm-hmm.
the school, and it's somebody who's really friendly and they really, really hit it off. But the reason why that person is befriending him is because they want to manipulate what he finds.
That's. I was going to kind of go with something similar to that, like
Okay.
where it's a more sympathetic story where he befriends someone there and he's like trying to actually help them out. That he even knows that they're the embezzler, but they're like stealing money to pay for to save cattle from being eaten, like or to to fix baby birds that were in oil spills, or they're trying to do some humanitarian effort,
Can
some
we?
extra humanitarian effort, and they're siphoning funds off of the school to do it illegally. It's like you can't do that. You got to get approved for that sort of spending and all of that, and you know, like they're giving money to help save the whales or manatees or something, and
Well, so okay, so there's a so the person's actually sympathetic who's doing the
Right,
embezzling, is what you're saying.
right. So they're like,
Okay.
and he's like, oh, a kindred soul saving the innocent, saving, and then ultimately it does. Yeah, I like the idea that he has to sacrifice them to the demon. So actually, it'd be pretty cool if the demon thinks that that's him. Oh, I can tell by your soft-heartedness.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's like that's interesting. Here. Um, so, so someone who's embezzling, but for good reasons. Did I spell embezzling wrong?
It starts with an E.
What does?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Okay. So, so the initial action. Well, the false boy is the final the true resolution is sacrificing. We're skipping around here.
Yeah.
Sacrificing the embezzler to Jugacon. I really want to. I keep wanting to say Jug a lot. Can we change it?
Juggalot?
Yeah. No.
Either. I'm
Jugacon.
not real tied to the name.
Okay. Um. Okay. So anyway, that's tentatively okay. So the initial action is well. Okay. So what's the anyway? The point is uh the embezzler befriends Quester. Um. Do they date? I mean, they could even be like a love interest. I
Oh,
suppose.
you want it? Well, see, I wasn't thinking it was that over that long of a period, but who knows? Yeah, maybe they're. I mean, they could have a romantic interlude. Why not?
Because you run into the typical things of like, well, the person could try to seduce him too.
Well,
So,
I think that I don't know. In my mind, the embezzler isn't manipulating him so much
okay,
as they are true like kindred,
I see.
but and so you know he's
Okay,
trying to cook the books in their favor, maybe because he's you
I
know
guess that's true. He probably doesn't have the same ethics as most
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
But
That's the thing. It's
okay,
like that.
that's a good point.
I feel like he's got a lot of screwed up ethics, so I like the
Okay,
idea
okay,
of
that's a good point. This is an
ultimately
anti-hero.
sacrificing the.
So embezzler befriends Quester, and so, but this is the thing. There has to be that Quester is kind of like trying to figure out a way to disguise himself or
Right,
disappear from,
right,
so there's going to be kind of complications in this friendship,
right.
which is if they were dating, it would actually be more clear. It's sort of like, oh, it would be more complicated because it's like you were supposed to be here for me, right? Whereas
Yeah.
like if it's friends, you're kind of like pretty lax about people, you know, disappearing for a while or something.
Well, I
It's
mean,
lower stakes.
well, I mean,
Um,
when you say that though, I mean that makes it sound like he's there for a long time. Like where is he
well,
disappearing?
audits can go on for a long time. They can be there for months.
Yeah, I didn't imagine it like that. I was thinking much more of a short-term romance. Rumble.
Well,
In the
Well,
town.
let's stick with the friends angle. But the embezzler befriends Quester. So Quester, I like the idea. Quester tries to help him or her. Is it a him or a her? Her cook the books.
Okay, I was like,
Okay, Quester helps her
about to say her.
cook the books for the good cause. Um, okay, so what's the but how does he try to hide himself? Let's just run through possible ways of hiding. One would be to disguise yourself,
Right.
right? So, um, another way would be to run away.
Yeah.
Another way would be to hire somebody to defend you, or maybe to find a way to directly ward off the person, um, like a bodyguard or something. Um, Maybe he hires the net to be his bodyguard.
you could plant evidence like to throw the like if you were being chased by a dog and you like instead put your socks in a car or whatever, or like the tracker in a car or something.
Oh,
So
so like you get your scent on
yeah,
something. So what is that for a demon? What does that look like? Actually,
maybe they have that romantic interlude, and his aura ends up on her,
so in that case, he
commingling with
doesn't
hers.
actually he doesn't actually sacrifice her intentionally. You mean
So,
so
well, maybe
that's
it's not that but he doesn't stop her from being,
oh, well,
it would really be more of the, well,
so
she
what?
was a criminal, you know.
Okay. Well, I mean, okay. So here's the question: that could be that could be the final resolution, but it could also be the false resolution. It could be a situation where
Yeah.
they come and because she's got his scent on her, she's collected by the demon Juggakon, and then he has to kind of retrieve her.
Right. And she would have no clue what's going on, really.
Yeah. So it could be, yeah. So we can actually jump to that right away. She gets mistakenly collected, and it's like,
Uh-huh.
I know, Quester, this is you in disguise.
Yeah.
So that means Quester must have had some other disguise on that was effective, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
He must
what?
be doing
What?
something. Like, he probably knows some basic magics of
Oh yeah,
to hide
yeah.
himself. So,
I would think so. Or
words
there's
and.
also the receipt book, of course, gives him some. Well, let's see what let's talk about the powers that he has because the receipt book allows him to. There must be somebody if you have the receipts of a contract,
Mhm.
then you have some control over some people. So there's bound to be people in Florida who are beholden to the contract or the receipts, right?
Right.
So maybe he can actually use some of them to shield him somehow. You know. Oh, what if he does that? What if he uses his powers of the receipts or he drafts up a contract with um with this interest, this friendship, this friend. What
Hmm.
if he actually does that? What if he, because we talked about him, using the contracts for good, trying to do it for good causes, and this would be a good cause. It'd be doing something wrong, breaking the law or whatever, or doing something unethical, but for a good cause. And that would create and then that's how he finds out that it's like, well, even if you use these contracts for a good cause, then that person still loses their soul to the devil or something, which he may not know at this point.
Yeah, that's. I don't know. That's hard. That's a harder. I mean, I'm just having trouble wrapping my head around exactly how you're going to do that and make it.
Well, what about okay? What if this friend maybe this friend had made a dealing with the devil when she was younger, and her
Oh,
embezzling she's trying to make up for it by pursuing this other cause.
right. Like, and yeah. I mean, and he's just like, you're the one that I'm looking for. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. So because that's possible. So, you try to make up for the
Mhm.
bad stuff that you do
Yeah, and the
when you're
devil
younger.
also reneges on their deals anyway. Think
So
like Ghost Rider. With when sure, they'll cure him of cancer, but then he dies the next night in a motorcycle accident.
yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So what? So okay. So if I think this is kind of interesting. So what would be the
So let's say she sold her soul to save her puppy.
okay,
And
okay,
as a child, like she he totally like took advantage of you know
okay? Her friend had sold her soul, the child, save her puppy. Okay. Um, and we're not going to tie it into the child thing where she maybe sold a baby,
no,
gave
he
up
would
a.
not be
Okay.
friends with that person. And
Yeah,
let's name
probably not.
her. Can we give her a name?
Yeah, what's her name?
I just because I'm on
Karen.
this random name generator. I was like, what are some names? I'm picking an Icelandic name.
Okay, what's her? What's her? What's that?
Uh, it will be. Actually, I have no idea how to pronounce it, so maybe I shouldn't be
Well, we
explaining.
can do it phonetically. I mean, we can just sort of call it what we
Well,
want to call it. What's
it's like Asros, Asros, but there's accents.
okay? Astros. That's a cool name.
Yeah, I like it.
Embezzler, embezzler Astros, like that.
Yeah,
Befriends Quester. Quester helps her cook the books. Okay, Astros sold her soul as a child to save her puppy.
hmm
So okay, and okay, so that explains it. So she's cooking the books. Wait, to she works at a zoology school.
right.
So is she the bookkeeper for the zoology school? Is
She
that what
must
it is?
be. She must be someone who has control over some purchasing power. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't have to be.
So
So
so wait, so if she's so what exactly is her deal? What's she doing?
she is taking money from the school
Which
for.
is
I
also
mean,
helping animals.
yeah, for the school is the money. I mean, it's a private school. They're there to I mean, schools make money. So she's taking their money though out of say a fund for the school
Do they
and
have an
spending it.
ostrich football team?
Sure, yes, the gator ostriches. But she's using that money for like I don't know. There are like groups in like Thailand or whatever that save dogs. Because there's a ton of. Was that in Thailand? Actually, I can't remember what country that was. Maybe
Well,
in
what
the
if she's how about
but
this?
using that money to save animals in other countries and all this other stuff.
What if it's not just her. What if it's like she's procuring endangered animals for their zoological program? So she's
Sure.
kind of in league with like the dean or something. And or maybe she is the dean, who knows. But she's actually um so they actually have a endangered species that they're not that's illegal for them to have that they keep in is part of their program.
Yes, actually, I like that they're like secretly getting shipments of animals like under the radar of customs and everything that they shouldn't have their exotics and stuff.
So Astros is using embezzled with an E. He used to be a
And
good speller. Embezzled funds to procure endangered species for what did you call it?
just like endangered exotic species, like to get them past customs.
Procure okay, past
Or I don't
customs.
know, they could still be for good cause to save them, to
Well, that's
protect.
what I'm thinking. It's still to save them, yeah.
Yeah,
Um, and it's for like a wildlife refuge or something.
right, right.
Okay, or an illegal wildlife refuge. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so that's totally a good
So,
cause.
but
Good.
yeah, so they could have like a whole secret, you know, animal laboratory or like secret caged area, where they're keeping all these animals that they're not supposed to have. And I
Yeah,
like it. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so this is cool. Okay, and I do feel like somebody else would have to be in on it. It can't just be her. Is she the
Right.
dean or is she like the financial person?
I mean, she could just be, I mean, one of the people that works there. I mean, it could be the dean. I mean, yeah, they could have like several people involved in this scheme. It's a conspiracy at this point.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have to be the top person, but she would definitely be part of it. So, she's like taking care of the animals. I like her being more, I don't know if there's something about her being more foot soldiery that I like.
Okay. 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 Um. Okay. This is all set up though. We're actually
Yeah,
still
I
really
know.
we're in Act One. Oh, but hopefully that stuff will come together here soon. But we're running out of time. Um. And you didn't think we'd use it. You thought we were going to come under.
I did. I really did. I really did.
um.
I thought we'd
Okay.
do
So
two.
we
I
still
thought
don't
we'd have
know.
two 20-minute parts, and that would be it. I thought we would just fly right through it.
Yeah. But it's a more interesting story this way.
I think that it's much more complicated than you know, as a character, his motivations and actions can be so much more complicated. Just the thoughts of,
He's a difficult character. He was a difficult character to draw too. Um, okay, so we still haven't figured out how he's disguising himself. So he's unintentionally disguising himself by having relations with
oh yeah,
Astros.
yes. So
So that's the well, initial action. Okay, so really the first. Okay, if we review a little bit, the real one of the conflicts is cooking. His new friend is embezzling. That's like
yes.
one of the. That's actually a conflict that should have been in part one. Okay, Act One.
Hmm.
Turns out it's his friend.
Asros Han's daughter.
Okay, so
I'm giving her a last name.
the actual okay, so I'm thinking here the actual first initial action is that he tries to cook the books in favor of he tries to basically cover up what Astros is doing. He tries to
Right.
help. He tries to help. But we haven't really determined and I guess we got to hit the clock again, right? Oh, you okay, fine.
Oh.
Okay. Let's start.
uh,
Should we start the clock again?
yeah, here it goes. Sorry. It's like, where is it?
So, um okay. Let me just try something here because I'm getting that echo again. Sometimes I think it's just like any operation you do potentially screws up the interface here. I think that
Oh,
fixed it. Okay.
oh, interesting.
Um, okay. So the initial action then for Act Two is that
Hmm.
he tries to cook the books in favor of her, but
Yes.
something about uh, Juggakon threatens this. So what if Juggakon? This is the thing. I'm trying to imagine like
Maybe.
demons may not just be a straight up hunter type of thing where they're chasing them in physical space.
Uh-huh.
It could be like they haven't nabbed it, but what happens like you send out demonic feelers. Like
Hmm.
maybe some people get possessed, and they're kind of like you know how ants get sent out, to probe for
Hmm.
food. So what if it's like just random people get kind of possessed and they're kind of they're in the vicinity of where there might be food. So you have these possessed people that work there who are just kind of trying to find out if this is where he might be. Does that make
Yeah,
any sense?
I kind of like that they don't have. I don't know. It's like they're watching the world. They're going through like a window to the world. So like they've
Yeah,
got a keyhole that they're looking through, trying to find him
yeah.
in a way. That makes sense.
And so it just it becomes as more stuff is found, then more magical stuff starts appearing in the area. You
Right.
know, so
Right.
it's like the first is it's just somebody. It's a dog sniffing around, and then it becomes a person,
Hmm.
and then it becomes the trees or something like that. and
Hmm.
and then eventually Juggakon appears, in a
Right.
very physical way
Right.
with his minions.
Right. Oh,
So
well,
what
Jaga I don't know. I was thinking of Jaga Khan being alone.
or alone, whatever, that's fine.
I don't know. I keep thinking of this whole being like, I don't know, just metal filings kind of coming together. Like when you're talking about feelers, just like
Okay.
little metal filings, just kind of
Well,
magnetic. Like I can visually
uh-huh.
see this like magnetic, coming
Yeah.
together finally,
Well,
ultimately.
it
Yeah.
could be it could be um I mean, this is a university, right? So they've got the
Yeah.
zoology program, but
Hmm.
maybe the engineering program.
Hmm.
Like, did you ever see Prince of
Well,
Darkness? It was a John Carpenter film. They found like this. physics anomaly in the basement of a church, and it was just water dripping upward.
Uh,
And they start studying it, and they realize that it's actually like this portal to, another realm that's opening up.
hmm,
So I mean, you could have like a science. What you do is you have like if it was an engineer, if it was the engineering
mhm,
department, maybe they come across something that's just like a weird anomaly
yeah,
that is slowly building towards something,
right.
and then yeah, people are getting possessed. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, but it's like, yeah, I just like, yeah, you could have animals and creatures and people who get like these metal filings in them coming through, and then that's where I'm like, there's like a whole horror aspect with that, you know.
So
I did,
maybe that's it. They're dealing with some sort of weird mange.
yeah.
All the animals are getting, this mange, which is like these metal filings on them.
Oh, yeah, that works. Yeah,
Okay. Ooh. Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah, the mange. I know I just did a CPR training, which had a lovely film that where people were getting impaled and injured in all sorts of ways. And there's one with like what to do if you get metal in your eye, and that's just what's in my head. It's the guy
ooh.
with that guy with the nail sticking out of his eye.
Well, so let's metallic mange.
Yes.
All the animals are getting metallic mange, and so if we've got the talking ostrich, then it would make sense that there might be another animal that was possessed, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, or ultimately it goes to like the dean or somebody, it goes to a human, and then
yeah,
can.
all the animals are getting metallic mange. They're trying to while they try to figure it out, and this is something that may not even occur to Quester
Right.
that's related, right?
Right. Right. He's
While
not
they try to figure it out, um, a human gets it and is possessed
right.
by
I
Jugga
like
Khan,
the
I
idea
guess.
that it's actually the head, the person in charge of the entire department, like the dean who would know everything. And it's like, and so
Okay,
he's got memories of this girl, and so he knows that if assuming the demon can, access, his memories, he has memories of the girl, and her actions line up with, what could be, the devil's cashier, with Quester
okay, okay.
or
So the
something.
dean of zoology gets it and um, is possessed by Jugga Khan.
Yeah.
Uh, looks for signs of Quester,
Hmm.
and but singles out um, what's her name, Astros, right?
Yeah.
Thinks that Astros is actually the person. Um, okay, and then still doesn't have. We still haven't touched on what does Quester try to do to actually hide, or maybe Quester doesn't. Maybe the whole thing is that Quester doesn't think it's a problem when he's warned by Stubby. He's sort of like, maybe actually the first thing he does is sort of like, Stubby, I think you're trying to lead them to me. Go away, or
So if you're hiding, I mean, I just keep thinking of like magical wards or something that he would have access to, and because ultimately he does mask himself,
who
but
does? Yeah.
he hasn't masked the fact that he was there. And when they arrive there, they find his presence on her and think that she's him. So,
So what would be? So he's just.
so he finds like he covers himself, but not his tracks. I guess
I'm
is
trying
what.
to think of is there any clues from his? Does he have any equipment? He has the receipt book from hell.
I don't think that he has
Um,
anything else.
he
He
has
has.
scars on his face, shirts and tie. I mean, is it possible that he has like a um, negotiations? Yeah, I'm trying. I don't see any milk. Maybe he drinks milk, and that maybe he accidentally drink. Maybe that's the thing. He's like he accidentally drinks milk, and that actually ends up
They could
what?
have baby animals like a baby lemur or something. They're feeding it milk and oops.
Well, I'm just
Milk,
if
no,
he's
get it
see,
off.
what if it's like what if the milk is something like it actually covers him up. It's sort of like how like lead is something that Superman can't see through, but it also protects him from kryptonite. So what if he's actually sick the whole time? Maybe we're going through a period where he's sick because he doesn't realize that he's been having milk. And that actually ends up disguising him. It makes it,
Oh, like would it like diminish all, like Superman diminish all of his power, like
maybe it will make him
reduce his
sick.
demonality the more milk that he has? So
Yeah, something like that. I mean, yeah, I mean, causes him pain. He just feels sick and he's deplenished.
yeah,
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 yeah, diminished or
yeah. So
whatever.
he's still trying to do this audit, but he's like, yeah, I haven't been feeling great. This is taking forever.
So that's okay. It's not an action that he really takes, but it's a. Uh, so he doesn't know that he's having accidentally drinks milk, which disguises him from demon hunters. Okay, but
Also
weakens him.
diminishes his power, though.
But weakens him
Yeah.
greatly. Okay.
So maybe he actually, maybe when the demon comes to take her, he actually does try to intervene, but like, no, I'm the one you want. It's like, you're not the one I want.
Well,
You,
are we allowed to
yes,
have? Here's a question: are we allowed to have a tragic ending?
sure,
Because that could be
yeah,
the ending, and he doesn't, and it's sort of like he can't solve it or something.
right. Why not? I'm all
Okay.
for that. Yeah. I mean, he's a different kind of character. So
Yeah.
I mean, like I can really see we could really play up, his Johnny Cashness and that character element and the love story and the broken heart, and like he could be a hard luck character.
Yeah. You totally can be.
So
So okay. So the thing is that the drink he okay. So the milk is weakening him. It makes him sick. I guess this is the thing we need to figure out. Like, how
well,
is he accidentally having milk?
the false resolution would be like he can't see me.
Yeah.
I'm invisible. Like
Exactly.
but and that would be the epiphany. She said that she made all of her food out of the goat's milk or something.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
She's been
Yeah.
making ostrich milk cookies this whole time. Whatever.
Jugakan can't find him because he's been drinking milk. Okay.
Actually, it was just a National Milk Day the other day.
Well, perfect timing. Um, Jugakan can't find him because he's been drinking milk. So okay, so that's our kind of initial. He thinks he's
Yesterday was National Milk Day, January 11th,
oh nice.
if you're ever wondering.
Okay, so then the big climax then is or Act 3. That's basically Jugakan decides that Astros is is actually Quester. So she probably is a financial person there because that would be sort of another reason why that would be a clue that it could be Quester, right?
Hmm.
Here, this is the thing though. I'm thinking that she should not have made a deal with the devil as a kid, otherwise they'd be easily identifiable as a devil dealer.
Well, but not without the receipt book. That's what I was going to
Oh,
say.
good point.
Without the
Good point.
receipt book, you can see that her soul is been taken, or
Has been
it's
compromised. That's a good point.
compromised.
That's a good
So
point.
she would show that. So that would be another way to identify her.
That's a good
as-
point. She's an accountant with a compromised soul, but a do-gooder disposition.
Well,
Like,
But wait, why is she an accountant though? She's
what?
like accounting wouldn't be necessary. I mean, she doesn't have to
She's
be
a
an
bookkeeper.
accountant.
She's the bookkeeper for the department.
Okay,
I thought.
okay.
Well,
I,
that's like she's a bookkeeper
all right.
bookkeeper
Yeah.
for zoology school with a compromised soul, but a do-gooder, with a do-gooder disposition. So that
Yeah.
fits the basic categories
Yeah.
for our hero, right?
Yes.
So that would okay. So Jugakan decided that Astros is actually Quester. She's a bookkeeper. Okay. So the climax then, the climax then is basically that Juggakon is fully formed, manifests fully,
Mm-hmm.
and
When he takes over the dean.
chases. Manis in Dean's body, and
Hey, I got a name generator. What's our dean's name?
chases down Astros, and takes her. Okay, wait, chases down Astro. So there's actually so basically um, a weakened quester tries to
Yes.
save her.
Okay. Do you like Gideon Watt, Thaddeus Morris,
Thaddeus
Emery
Morris.
Cohen?
How about
Hmm?
Thaddeus Watt?
Thaddeus Watt? Okay, Thaddeus Watt is our dean.
Okay, that's. Where did we
I'm
even
on
start with that?
fantasynamegenerators.com in case you were ever
Thaddeus Watt. Okay, I'm fine with that. A weakened quester tries to save her, and the resolution is that Astros taken taken away to hell by Juggakon.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's actually it. So I think we actually have our story more or less. So what was it, Thaddeus Watt?
Yeah, Thaddeus Watt. And you didn't write in the epiphany of realizing it was the milk.
Oh, okay, yeah. What's right here? Oh, Quester realizes it's the milk in Astros pastries. What?
Yeah, whatever she's been making him, that's a little, you know, love biscuit of some sort. I don't know. Chocolates or I don't know, something that you wouldn't expect there to be milk in. And
I'm going to say recipes. Okay, realizes the milk in Astros recipes. Um, okay, the secret milk.
yeah, she's almost vegan, but she still drinks milk.
It's the secret milk, and so she's actually lying about it.
Well, like she's a near vegan, that a lot of people are like that. Like they'll
Okay, no, I like that because that would give her a good reason not to admit there's milk in there. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, she
um,
just doesn't think of it. She eats what she eats. She
Astro,
avoids. She doesn't eat anything with a face. She'll say that. So she's vegetarian, and then she's like, "Oh, and I don't eat
Astros is
this."
mostly a
That.
vegan, but sneaks the
She
milk.
doesn't sneak it. It's just she's not because she's an honest.
Well, no,
She's a
if she doesn't,
vegetarian.
if she feels like she's cheating, that would be a good reason why she wouldn't admit to somebody else that it's in the recipe. I mean, he may be thinking, "Oh, she's a vegan, so I'm not going to be, I won't have to deal with any milk."
Yeah. Well, I mean, that could just be. I thought you were vegan. No, I'm not vegan. I drink milk all the time. Yeah, I don't know. That's your assumptions. I don't know.
Where
You
did I
know,
first mention the dean of zoology, Thaddeus Watt? Is it
Thaddeus
Watt or Thaddeus Watts?
Watt. I think just with a T. No, no S.
Okay, okay. Well, we got to figure out the crossover element here. That's one thing we haven't.
Oh,
We're in Florida.
well, they are purchasing, illegal animals, getting them through customs. That would
Oh,
be
so
a
they
great
would go
thing
to the, what did we
to.
call it in the
It was like the demon, but I mean, it was
the
a bit
Emporium or
further
something? Evil
afield.
Emporium. Okay, so they're purchasing the crossover element is
They're
they're
dealing with somebody
purchasing
through the evil emporium, I guess.
they're purchasing the illegal animals through the evil Emporium. Okay.
What if they're actually getting things like cursed lemurs and stuff? Like they're getting like
Well,
mean, they could be getting like some supernatural like creatures that like
they could. Well, except
yeah
that would be that's. I don't think we need that for the story though.
no but
But that
that's
can
just
be for a future story. I
yeah
could see that going that way. I
yeah
mean, that's a because who knows how long he's going to be working. He could be working. this could be like a 6-issue arc of itself, where he's
Yeah,
auditing the zoology department, right?
yeah,
So, okay. Well, I think we have our story.
yeah, yeah.
Um, do we need to revise it? Oh, do a title:
Oh, a title.
Metallic Mange Music.
Uh, I don't know, animal attractions.
Animal. Oh, what was the husbandry? No. Let's
Uh,
see. Endangered creatures or something.
well,
Endangered.
there's in essence, there's a love story, a tragic love story that's happening here, right? Is that our overarching feel for this story?
Well, have we decided it actually is a love story? Because it sounds like we weren't necessarily going to do that.
Oh, I thought that we were. I thought we were still on that.
Did you decide that it was a love story? Because
I
I
liked
remember
it.
that was you were hesitant at first. So, but I'm fine with that.
No, I liked it as a love story because
Oh,
then,
okay.
I mean, it just makes it so much worse for him when she gets sucked off to hell. You
Yeah.
know,
Okay. No, that's great.
I mean,
Um,
if they, because like, yeah, I mean, that's why he's eating her food. That's why he's with her. That's why all of his demonness rubs off on her. They're very much kindred souls. And then you've got, the man in black, left alone, lost his woman. He's a country music song at the end of the day.
so it turns out it's his girlfriend. So it's not his friend; it's his girlfriend then.
Yes, or it's
Okay. His new girlfriend, Asros Hansdatter.
Estros Hansdatter.
Asros Hansdatter. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. Okay. So the basic plot is. Well, we
Oh,
can summarize it here. We're done. We got the story. We got it worked out. What? Oh, you stopped it before it went off.
yeah.
What the hell? That's okay. So Asros. Okay, so basically, Quester is the plot is Quester is auditing in his civilian form. He's auditing a zoological department at uh, Everglades University or some Florida school. Um, his new girlfriend
If we want
is the
differentiation, we
bookkeeper.
should call
He
it
ends
like
up unethically dating the bookkeeper for the department.
we could call it Everglades Elite University if we want to differentiate it from the actual Everglades University. This is
Um,
the ultra private school.
elite, or we could call it Eternal Glades University.
Well, Everglades, it's Florida. Everglades speaks. Yeah.
No, I know, but it's how about Keys? The Keys.
I like Everglades University.
It's a
I'm
real
just surprised
university,
it's a
though.
real
You made the
place.
point. Everglades Elite or
Everglades Elite
Yeah, okay,
University.
that's fine.
It just makes it,
But what's the title of our story?
All right. So what do we have? We have Sympathy for the Devil. That's a classic one.
Well, it should have something to do with animals, though. I think like ostrich egg blues or something. I want to call them all blues.
uh,
Petting, heavy pettings. Uh,
um, see, it's I don't know, love, simple. Uh,
well, maybe we should go back. Let's go back to the other one then. Let's skip back to our other one. We did not come up with a
okay.
title for it.
What was your first title for this? Was Baby Blues? Was that something?
Flying baby blues.
I mean, I'm okay with that. It's a odd, you know.
Okay, well, you had what was yours? Yours was something different.
Yeah, it was. I forget. I don't know. It was like Adventures in Babysitting, but
Well, that's yeah. I mean, that's like somebody else's title. Can we make a
yeah,
twist on that?
still.
Maybe it would be like baby flight school or something, infant flight school or something.
Uh, the Flying Baby Blues works fine, honestly.
Okay,
It's a
all right. So
it's a
let's go.
fun
Okay,
story.
we got our
Um,
zoo Zoo, 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 zoom, zooms, zoom.
Zoo, animals. Um,
Uh, okay, it's a love story, so it's a the ballad of well, it could just be the ballad of Quester and Astros or something.
that's like
Quester,
such a horrible
Quester, Astros, and an ostrich.
uh,
Quester, Stubby, and the. Oh wait, did we want to take out that she had sold her soul?
no.
We
Remember,
are.
it makes you
Well,
compromise.
that's right. We decided we did keep it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you've got
Oh,
the middle range. You've got
Wildlife Refuge Blues.
Wild Love, or
Wild Love Refuge. The Wild
what was
Love Refuge.
the
Wild.
Wild at
Wait.
Heart? That was the movie. I'm trying to think.
Here. Wait. Wild Love Refuge.
That doesn't make sense.
What do you mean? It's Wildlife Refuge. It's just as a play on that.
If you're fleeing, you are not a refugee, but a fugitive. Fugitive of love. Love's wild fugitive.
Well,
Animal.
how about Wildlife Fugitive of Love? How do we tie in
These
the
are
animal stuff?
terrible. These are sound like the worst romance novels ever.
How about just mange? Metallic mange. I don't know, man. It could be.
I,
Well,
I
this is a
want
comic
something
book.
more poetic. If it's going to be like a love story, I would like it to sound a little bit, like a love story. It's got that.
Well, but it could just be. It could just be like. It doesn't have to be a. I don't know.
Hearts
What would
for
be
sale.
okay? What would Stan Lee do? How would Stan Lee? What would Stan Lee call it?
Uh, well, I mean, it ends up being a sad story for the devil. He would go with sympathy for the devil. Honestly, I think he'd totally do that.
I just don't. No, I'm okay with that. I just don't like doing
I
these
don't want to do
taking
that,
a
but I
title
think
from a
that
song. I just want to.
yeah,
I want to make a play on it. You know.
yeah.
Um.
Ooh, Johnny Cash songs.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. That's great. That's a great idea. Um, Johnny Cash songs, animal. Does he have any that animals? Sorry, I can't spell the damn like. Uh, Man gave names to all the animals. That's one of the chicken in black.
Wayfaring Stranger. Well, there's your ballad, Ballad of a Teenage Queen. Um, you got your blues. Your you can say your, like your Folsom Prison Blues. You could do a play on that with animals.
Well, it could be like
About
a
cages, Zoo Cage Blues, Folsom. I don't know.
Ring of Fire.
Uh,
I Walk the Line. Folsom Prison Blues. A Boy Named Sue. Highwayman. The man comes around. Boy, I don't know. This is the thing. It's like we've got this metallic mange, right? And that
right.
makes me think of like metal music or something, you know? Um, animal, animetal, animetallic, animetallic
But see,
attraction.
I don't think.
Animetallic
Okay,
attraction.
yeah, if you can throw something like that. See, animal attraction makes sense to me.
Actually, animal attraction is perfect. Why don't we do that?
All
Why
right.
don't we call it that? That's cliche, but it's okay.
Yeah, but
You don't want to do animetallic attraction.
I don't
Animetallic
think.
attraction. No,
Nah.
that's so perfect. It's a great. It's a play on words.
What else we got?
Animatal. I think that's. It's the animatalics. This is totally like a toy line, man. They're like animals, but they're
The
metal.
animatalics. They're
The
animals, but they're
animatalics,
metal.
and they're magnets too. Animagnetic attraction.
You could just make it the Ballad of Quester Cash.
Yeah, would you want to blow that one on just one story though?
Well, if it sets up, if this is his, eternal love interest, his Shalabal, that he's constantly trying to then save her soul because she got sacrificed in his place.
Well, is this just a day in the life story, or is this a cornerstone story? To me, it's like this is the ballad. Why don't we just the Ballad of
Well,
Astros? Why don't? Oh wait,
I,
let's make a play on her name. The Ballad of Astros, Hans daughter. You know,
that does not roll off the tongue. I should
well,
have
what
given
would
her a
be
different name. What about
Astros?
the Ballad of
You're the one
Thaddeus?
who chose the name. Well, what is it? What is it like? Astros. Well, it could be like a song, the song of Astros song, or something like that.
Well, I like the ballad because that's very Johnny Cashish.
A ballad of
A
a.
girl named Astros.
Well, it could be. Yeah, it could be that a girl named. I don't know. A ballad of a wayward bookkeeper.
Maybe that doesn't sound right, but like something like the Ballad of the Animal Love or something like a ballad of.
And and a metallic attraction. Oh. Okay. We're getting a lot of long pauses here. I kind of feel
All
like we
right,
need a
here's what
time
we
limit
need.
if we're going to do
Yeah,
something.
this is where we should have had where we need a 5-minute revision.
Yeah. Because I don't like the long pauses. It's not going to sound good in the podcast. Okay, the Ballad of Astros. Why don't just Astros?
Ballad of Astros, yeah.
I think that's, or yeah, and it could be. I mean, what's a synonym for ballad? Because maybe ballad's not the word. Synonym for ballad: chant, ditty, carol.
No, ballad.
Serenade.
I don't
Astros.
know.
No wait, Astros Serenade.
Nah,
What,
ballad.
it has to be ballad.
I like ballad.
Okay.
I don't like those. I like ballad.
Okay, Ballad of Astros. Okay, I thought you didn't like the way it rolled off the tongue.
Well, no, her whole name is just not.
Well, maybe we need to change her name.
You can make her Astros Watt or Astros Catch. I don't know. What if they got married?
Hey, the Ballad of Thaddeus Watt actually rolls off the tongue.
I think.
No, Ballad of Astros.
I think as a story that could be pivotal to this character, it could really just be a cornerstone story where, that's.
I think the Ballad of, but even if it was, I think the Ballad of Astros would be a better title.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it says lost love,
I just don't like Ballad and Astros. I think they don't go together. You don't think Astros Serenade?
I think Alan, the A sounds are great in there, the Ballad of Astros. I like that.
Okay, let's do it.
Ballad of Astros. Yeah.
That's our title. So that's our story.
That's our
Hey,
story.
everybody, we're done.
It's late for me, so
let's finish this off here.
All right. Oh, how are we finishing this? So we are gonna say.
Yeah, we got a script somewhere. Let's close off this other script. Okay. Okay, so that's our storyline for Quester Cash, the Devil's Cashier.
In the next episode, we'll start storyboarding the upcoming comic.
Now, go check out our new Heroic Origins podcast Tumblr page, along with our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch pages for more goodies.
And that's a wrap. Keep on hero smithing, true conceivers.
We'll see you next time on the Heroic Origins podcast.
Thop.
Thop. Oh, wait, I actually have to hit the outro here, don't I? Here we go.